Well, good evening. Welcome to the DBS Sports. I am Kenson Casimir. We begin tonight with football. The final of the 2018 St. Lucia Football Association's National Under-23 Tournament got underway on Saturday night. In the match played at the Ancillary Playing Field, tournament favourites of Vieux Fort South, he took on a very competent Canaries team. In the first half of this encounter, Vieux Fort's talented goalkeeper Leon Alexander had two brilliant saves as Canaries enjoyed the better of the first half possession. Now, despite this, both teams went into the dressing room without scoring. Now, in the second half, Vieux Fort came out to play. Their efforts were rewarded as the talisman, as Gregson President, found the back of the net. We spoke to the coach of Vieux Fort, Mr. Emmanuel Bellas.
In all honesty, I had a level of concern in terms of how we organize ourselves in the first half. Yes, we were getting the ball from the defense, but I do not believe that there was enough penetration coming from the center of the field. So it's a matter of us trying to change our strategy when we came out during the end of the first session.
And what was that team talk like in the during the first half? Well, the break.
Well, what I realize, I know some of the players and I know when they are underperforming. So it's a matter of trying to encourage them and play within their limitations. I think there probably could have been some nerves, albeit at that level. And in addition to that too, I also believe that we were not getting the ball sufficiently through the center of the field. So as I just indicated, having to change the strategy and having to try to motivate and encourage those guys who are underperforming. So I think to a large extent, when I spoke with them, the acknowledgement that came from them indicated that they were aware that they were underperforming and they took it on their own to decide that they're going to step up.
All right, now tell us what happened in that second half.
Well, I think as we just said, when they stepped up, I think more than anything else, that goal that was scored, the way it was scored, really would have motivated the team. But of course, thereafter we got another sitter. But I think that team is a confident team, and even from the start of the tournament, they were expecting to take the beacon home.
Well, in the end, Vieux Fort held on to their one-goal lead. We also spoke to the coach of Canaries.
Tonight we played very good, but our players was not consistent. There are players that was so consistent to score. But every time we got the chances, the keeper was just there to save our goals. But I'll say hard luck to my players, man.
So Vieux Fort, they are the champions of the SLFA Under-23 football competition. We'll feature the interviews from the third place playoff in tomorrow night's Sportscast. And of course, we have much more for you during our Sport Night package. Meanwhile, Pasius Youth Organization, PYU, they are the champions of the Honorable Dr. Gail Rigobert Football Tournament. The team from the Monrepo community defeated a spirited Leeds team in the grand final on Sunday evening in front of an absolutely bumper crowd at the Miko playing field. PYU, he took the lead thanks to a goal from Lewin Hippolyte in the 17th minute. Leeds would find themselves in a deeper hole as an own goal allowed the PYU to go 2-0 up before the halftime whistle. It took a penalty shot from a talented player, Levi Alcidor, to put Leeds within one of their opponents. We spoke to the captain of PYU, Chauvin Charles.
Tonight, how should I start? Tonight's game just proved what a big heart and determination can do and how far it can bring you in football.
So your team was able to come out on top. Tell us about the competition and how it went for you guys.
Yeah, we started off shakily. Everybody, even in our own community, just rid us off because there was not enough youth in our team. We had more grown men, so to speak. But they all say experience over youth is always better.
We also spoke to the captain of Leeds, Leonard Casimir.
From in the group, when they explained to me they were nervous, they were carried away in the game, and today was actually the finals, and a lot of guys were really nervous, but we tried and we pushed ourselves on to it.
Overall, how was the competition for you?
Yeah, it was a very good competition in the past few weeks, you know. Well, which I get from my coach. He said we are the strongest team in the league, and I believe that. So I carried my team on my shoulders, and I did that. So I'm proud of what I did.
PYU, they won this encounter 2-1 to collect a cool $6,000. We will definitely feature info on the third place in tomorrow night's podcast. And of course, we have way more for you during our 758 Sports Talk show tonight. Well, still in football, host Antigua and Barbuda advanced to Group D, from Group D, in the senior women's CONCACAF qualifiers to the next round. They defeated St. Lucia 1-0 in the final round of matches on Sunday evening. Defender Brittany Edwards gave Antigua and Barbuda the early lead with a header in the second minute of play. Despite some fleeting attacks by Team St. Lucia, Antigua and Barbuda enjoyed the better of the exchanges and held on to their advantage when the half ended. The resumption of the second half witnessed a more determined and spirited St. Lucia team trying their best to wrest the initiative from the opponents, but unfortunately, we were unable to get past a stubborn Antigua and Barbuda defense. When the final whistle sounded, St. Lucia had to settle for second best on the night. Sad. Well, in cricket, St. Lucia, they recorded victory against Grenada as the Windward Islands Senior 50-over cricket tournament continued right here in St. Lucia on Sunday, May 27th at the Grosley playing field. After being unable to play the first match due to rain, St. Lucia completed a convincing 136-run victory over Grenada. St. Lucia batting first in a game reduced to 38 overs aside due to the late start as a result of a shift in match venue. They made 237 for 9 in their allocated overs. West Indies under-19 player Kimani Melius, he contributed 48, but it was Tariq Gabriel who top scored with a brilliant 75, which included 7 fours and 4 sixes. Bowling for Grenada, Ryan John, he took 2 for 47 in 8 overs. Now, in reply, an excellent spell of fast bowling by St. Lucia's opening bowlers as debutant Jeremy Marshall. He finished with figures of 4 for 16 in 6.4 overs, and Kevin Augustine with 2 for 28 in 4 overs ripped through Grenada's top order as they were bowled out for 101 in 21.4 overs. Ryan John, he top scored with 22, and Trey Fletcher, he got 20. We spoke to Jeremy Marshall.
Well, today's game was quite good. The guys batted well. We had 200 odd and we came and did the business with the ball. The wicket was a bit flat, but our guys did the business where we bowled the right areas and stuff, and we got early wickets and carried on.
Well, the other notable contribution with the ball for St. Lucia came from Larry Edward with 2 for 26 in 5 overs. St. Lucia, they won by 136 runs. In the other match played, Dominica, they defeated St. Vincent and the Grenadines by 99 runs. Well, we take a break, but when we get back, West Indies selectee Akeem Ogis dominates schools cricket. We'll tell you more when we get back. Welcome back. 2 more matches were completed as the 2018 Department of Youth Development and Sports Secondary School Under-15 40-over cricket tournament continued. Well, at the Grosley playing field, St. Mary's College, led by a superb double century from New West Indies Under-15 batsman Akeem Ogis, completely outplayed Coram Secondary. St. Mary's College, batting first, made an imposing 378 for 4 in their allocated 40 overs, with West Indies Under-15 player Akeem Ogis in celebratory mode. Akeem only recently got the wonderful news that he was selected on the West Indies Under-15 cricket team to tour the United Kingdom in August. He batted with excellent intelligence and exhibited great command and authority as he made a magnificent 229, laced with 34 fours and 6 sixes. Michael John took 2 for 70 in 5 overs. Well, in reply, a good clinical bowling display by St. Mary's College humbled Coram Secondary for 42 all out in 13 overs, with no batsman reaching double figures. Bowling for St. Mary's College, Shaquille Prudent took a 4 for 9 in 4 overs. Ryan Goodman, he took a 3 for 14 in 5 overs. And Jadel Cyril, he took 2 for 13 in 2 overs. SMC, they won by 336 runs. Now, at the PI playing field, Sozel Secondary defeated Binfield Comprehensive by 115 runs. Sozel batted first. They made 155 all out in 28 overs, with Sky Laffey stroking 70. Bowling for Binfield Comprehensive, Jarvis Edward, he took a 4 for 5 in 5 overs. And CJ Mackey, he took 4 for 42 in 6 overs. In reply, Binfield Comprehensive was bowled out for 40 in 14 overs, with no player reaching double figures. Bowling for Sozel Secondary, AJ Louis, he took a 4 for 6 in 4 overs, and Mike Daisy 4 for 12 in 4 overs. Sozel, they won by 115 runs. Well, Shane Watson, he struck an unbeaten 117 of 57 balls as the Chennai Super Kings beat Sunrisers Hyderabad by 8 wickets in the Indian Premier League final. The Australian, who did not score off his first 10 deliveries, hit 11 fours and 8 sixes as the Super Kings reached a target of 179 with 9 balls left. Ken Williamson, the tournament's leading run scorer, he made 47 in Sunrisers 178 for 6 in Mumbai. Victory gave the Super Kings a record 3rd IPL title. Now, Gareth Bale, he scored one of European football's great goals to help Real Madrid overcome Liverpool and win their third successive Champions League title. As goalkeeper Loris Karius, he suffered a personal nightmare. Well, Bale made his mark on another Champions League final with a magnificent overhead kick to put Real 2-1 up after 64 minutes. Liverpool had already suffered the devastating blow of losing top scorer Mohamed Salah midway through the first half with a shoulder injury sustained in the challenge with Real Madrid's captain Sergio Ramos when calamity struck, and for Karius it was sad. Well, 6 minutes after halftime, the German inexplicably threw the ball against Karim Benzema, who was not even challenging with urgency, and watching horror as the ball rolled behind him into the net. Liverpool recovered from the shock to equalize through Sadio Mane before Bale stepped off the bench to score his wonder goal. There was to be no comeback for Liverpool this time, as Karius' misery was completed when he fumbled Bale's hopeful 30-yard shot behind him to seal Real's win. Sad. Well, finally, LeBron James said he tried to squeeze the orange until there was no juice after leading the Cleveland Cavaliers to the NBA Finals. James, he scored 35 points, 15 rebounds and 9 assists as the Cavs beat the Boston Celtics 87-79 to clinch the Eastern Conference Finals Series 4-3. I told you all. It will be the 8th finals in a row for James and a 4th for the Cavs. They will play Golden State, either Golden State or the Rockets, who meet in a final Game 7 decider tonight. Wow, we'll see. Sports, lots more for you guys during 758 Sports Talk. A lot to talk about. Join us then.